Hello 6th class. Today we will learn Science Chapter 1 Lecture 4 Taking Measurements. In this chapter we will learn how to use senses to make observation and how to measure something and how we can take measurements. Let's do it. Students, you can see here the topic taking measurements. We will read first. In everyday life and when carrying out scientific experiments, you use your senses to make observation. We use our senses to make observation when we want to have scientific experiments. We use our senses. You can smell gases given off. You can smell, see colors change. You can see, you can smell gases and you can see color change, and hear fizzes and pops. However, you cannot use your senses for everything, and you cannot trust them to give the correct answers. However, we use senses to make observation, but it's not always correct. We cannot use always our senses to for measurements. Clear? We use some instrument to measure something. We can't use our senses to measure the distance. For example, I want to go Lahore, and what is the distance of Lahore from Furukabad? Well, so we can't use our senses. Surely we use some instrument to measure that distance. Clear? If you want to measure clothes, you use some instruments to measure clothes. Clear? This is all about the measurements, and this is all about the measurements, how we take measurements using senses and using instrument. Clear? The crux of the topic, we can't use our senses for measuring all the time. Rather, we have to use some instrument to measure the things or to measure the distance. Clear? Next, we see here, fortunately there are many occasions such as weighing yourself at home or doing experiments in class when you do not have to depend on your senses to make observation. You can use measuring instruments instead. So do not depend entirely on your senses. Use a measuring instrument whenever you can. The photographs below show the measuring instrument. Well, we can see here, fortunately, there are many occasions when you people weigh yourself, when you want to have your weight. So, yourself at home or doing experiments in class. Clear? When you want to do experiments and when you want to have your weight and you want to check your weight. Clear? You use some instrument. You cannot use your senses. Clear? When you do not have to depend on your senses to make observation, often we do not have to use our senses to make observation. We can use, for that purpose, we can use measuring instrument, and you can see here there are measuring instruments, ruler and tape measures. This one is the tape measure. Clear? I think hopefully you have ever seen him. Clear? The photograph below shows some measuring instruments, what they measure and the units used. For measuring instrument, there are certain units. In that units, you can take measurements. Clear? We see here length. The length of an object can be measured with a ruler or a tape measure. Millimeters, millimeter, this is the abbreviation mm, centimeters cm, meters m, and kilometers km are the units of length. These are the units of length. Clear? These are the units of length. Millimeter can be written like this. Meter, kilometer are the units of the length. And you can see here the length of an object can be measured with a ruler. These are the instrument, rulers and tape measures. Clear? And now we will see the volume. What volume is actually? You can see on your book, page number 5. Volume is a space occupied by an object. The volume of a regular means even shaped object such as cube can be found by multiplying its length by its width by its height. If you want to have a cube like structure and you want to measure, you can use the cube formula. Well, this is called volume formula. If you have a cube, and you will definitely find the volume. What? Volume. For that purpose, if you want to find the volume, and you have to multiply length multiply by width, stands for width, and multiply by height. These things you have to multiply and you will find the volume. Clear? And the unit for length is m, means meter, width also meter, height you can you measure with meter, and there how many meters are there? 1, 2, 3, and you can write like this: meter cube. This means length, width and height. Clear? Students, you can see on your book there are two diagrams, and one is measuring cylinder. Units for volume, liter, and unit for volume is liter, milliliter, liter, milliliter, and we have here cubic meter. Clear? For that purpose we use measuring cylinder. Measuring cylinder is just like this. Clear? It's just like this. Measuring cylinder. This is measuring cylinder. Here are measurements. Different measurements are there. This is called measuring cylinder, and it might be here 10, 20, 30 and 40. You can see. Clear? This is all about the volume. Clear, students? Now we will read. Volume is the space occupied by an object. The volume of a regular mean even shaped object such as cube. Cube means if anything have length, width and what? Height. Clear? This is called cube. Well, we can see here can be found by multiplying its length by its width by its height. You can find volume of a cube. such as cube can be found by multiplying its length by its width by its height. Clear? However, to find the volume of any irregular means odd shaped object, you must use a measuring cylinder. In science, we use cubic centimeters as the unit of volume. Cubic centimeter is the unit of the volume. This is used. This is the unit used by volume. Clear? A regular object. For a regular object, we have here formula. What is that formula? Length, width, length multiplied by width multiplied by height. For an irregular or odd shape, we use measuring cylinder. Clear? You can see here, this one is the measuring cylinder. If we want to have a volume of irregular shaped. Clear, students? And there are different units, we already have talked about it. Thank you so much.